Hello guys, my name is Marcos. On this video I'm going to be talking about Cyberpunk 2077. Now here's the thing, if you guys do not know, obviously a lot of people shouldn't know by now, but yesterday they released a trailer close to, it's like gameplay trailer for Cyberpunk 2077, and this was really, it was close to like an hour long. Closed. Not even Red Dead Redemption 2 is doing that, not even Spider-Man is doing that, and those games are about to come out. So there's that. Now, knowing that factor, it kind of worries me a little bit, because I'm like, is the game close to being done? Are you guys showing too much about it? Are you guys really being brave or ballsy, you know, or have enough confidence that you're gonna show as much as they did? But as I was looking at the whole thing, I get it. I get why, you know. So I'm gonna be talking about it. Now here's the thing, Cyberpunk 2077 is an upcoming game based around the sci-fi cyberpunk world, which is like also the creator of Cyberpunk 2020 is gonna be involved in Cyberpunk 2077. Okay, and it's a game developed by CD Projekt Red, which they made the Witcher series and all that stuff. And it's really great, and I feel really confident of CD Projekt Red handling the whole concept and idea of Cyberpunk 2077. Now, this game, the first thing is that this game is going to be a first-person shooter, first-person role-playing, RPG shooter. Okay, now that, to be honest, dude, at first I was concerned because The Witcher 3 wasn't. It was third person. This is going to be first person. There's one thing that concerns me. First of all, it's great because it's first person and it's going to be different than The Witcher 3, which I like that. I like the idea of being different, making games that are very different. I mean, try to not have one thing that's kind of element that's kind of ties it in together or something like that. I don't know. But nonetheless, the problems that I have with that is that if it's gonna be first person, it's just gonna be like first person shooting. Like, you're just gonna have no dialogue, no stuff. Grab a gun, guns blazing everywhere and stuff like that, and I just didn't want that. Like Far Cry 5, which I'm playing it right now, it's a great game, but that game is like, I'm just in there, shoot a whole bunch of stuff, get into certain posts and everything like that, and that's it. Like, to be honest, the story is great, but it's just that the story, it's great, but it's just that as I'm doing certain things, it just doesn't feel very like epicness and very like, immersive into it. Okay, and that's what I don't like. Okay, obviously if they would have done something like do Call of Duty, I would not like that, because Call of Duty is just online multiplayer and stuff like that. Of course they have like a campaign and stuff like that, but mostly it's focused around the whole shooting and everything like that, which is, that's fine. I'm not a huge fan of it because I like story. I like single player, I like story, everything like that. So that's one thing. And yeah, so that's when I look at all of that stuff. Hopefully they don't lose their story elements to it and becomes really immersive and really talking with different people and the whole place becoming to life. Okay, so yeah, so the also the other thing, is that what I saw is that I want everything to be very immersive, and as I was seeing this, it was very immersive. Everything was great and the whole stuff. Right, so that's that. So now we're gonna get into character customization. Yes, you're able to customize your character, which is great. In the trailer, they did show some blurry stuff and all these things, but they said that that's probably not that's not gonna be in the game. Okay, you will be able to see your character because that's just the way it is. That's the human anatomy, and that's the way it is. If they blurry things out and stuff like that, then that takes you out of the immersion, because in reality, things are not blurry. Okay, so there's those things. So you are going to be able to see a character on cutscenes and everything like that, which I think is great. And the character that you have will talk, and I feel like that's something close similar to the idea of Overwatch, which I think it's great. Overwatch does something like that where it is first person. You don't see a character, but you do see it with the cutscenes, and the character does talk and everything like that. And it makes it really great when you actually get to hear your character talk. It's not like Far Cry 5 that Far Cry 5 you do get to customize your character, but you don't get to see a character until like you die or something like that. I don't know. But there's that, you know, not even in cutscenes. You know, there are a few cutscenes that don't see my character, and like my character doesn't even talk. So I feel like I'm not playing Zelda. I'm playing Far Cry 5. You know, of course it sounds like I'm talking about Far Cry 5 as being bad or anything like that, but it's not. It's actually a really good game. I actually really do like it. But there's just those things that I've noticed. Just those two things. So there's that. Okay, so there's those things. Okay, so I like the idea you get to customize your character and everything like that. And then on this game, there are gonna be a violent nudity and sexual stuff and romance and all these things. I feel like there is gonna be heavily on that. There has to be, because they didn't show that much in this trailer. They showed a little bit of it, but not so much. The thing about it, there has to be, because that's a lot of what these things have. You know. When it comes to cyberpunk, this is a heavily stuff in cyberpunk, because cyberpunk, the whole concept is a very mature ideal thing. It's futuristic, but then there's like stuff, and I am grateful. I mean I'm happy, not grateful, I mean happy that CD Projekt is handling this thing really great, especially when you have your game says Cyberpunk 2077, the word cyberpunk, so there's that. Yeah, so it's like a lot of these things, so there's that. Okay, now the other thing I want to talk about is day and night cycle. Now, a lot of people have a problem with it because they want to see Night City and really dark and everything like that, which is great. But the thing about it is that I would like to be nighttime and everything like that, but I do understand the day and night cycle, and I do like it because, to be honest, if you play the game every single time all at night, then what about sometimes you may want to see a little bit of daytime? So there's that. I wish it could be like, you know, so I wish it just be great or whatever. No, I do like it. I think it's great. And the gameplay at the end, you do get to see a night, but it just cuts out. So I think that's really great. Whatever. So there's a lot of those things. And you know, so I don't have a problem with it, because I feel like at one point I might be like, you know what, I'm not creeping into my room all day. So hopefully I do get to see some day and night cycle and stuff like that. Okay, so this game, there are some things that reminded me, some games on these that really did remind me when I was watching this video and stuff like that. One of them was DUX, Mankind Divided, or Human Revolution, or any of those franchises. Okay, that whole franchise kind of reminded me a little bit of that. Also reminded me about this game called Remember Me, which I think looks pretty damn cool. And that game is a game that has mixed feelings about it, but I really do like it. So if you're a person that didn't like it or mixed feelings about it, to be honest, I like it, and that's all that matters. So if you're a person that can't wait for like Cyberpunk 2077 and wants to play a Cyberpunk game, that could be a great choice. Also, the UX games, those ones are also great. Also, it had a little bit of like GTA feel to it because of the whole open worldness and everything like that. So there's a lot of those elements that I see that I think is pretty damn cool. So there's those things. Also, movies like Blade Runner. Also, what's it called? Also, RoboCop. It's just a lot of those enhancements, and you know, the mechanic enhancement. A lot of those things, and films, and all these things. Concept really did remind me a lot of those things. Now I want to talk about the guns and the mechanics and everything like that. All of those things I think were pretty cool. Okay, the guns and everything like that is really cool. I wish every single gun had its own significant like special thing about it. So that's pretty cool, and I really do enjoy a lot of those things. Yeah. So there's a lot of those things, okay, that I really did enjoy. Guns, I think they look pretty cool. The guns blazing and everything like that. The way that it fires and everything like that was amazing. And I think that's really great. The other thing I want to talk about is the difficulty level. I wish I could do something like where it gradually gets harder instead of just like deciding to if you want to make it easy, medium, hard, extra hard, like really, and all those things. I want to just do it like gradually, just to be like kind of like some areas are going to be easy, some are going to be more difficult. I wish I could do something like that to make it more immersive. I mean, without having to pick or something like that, which is great. But if they don't do that, if they still stick with the whole like, you know, difficulty like easy, medium, hard, then it's fine. Again, I don't complain. That's just a little bit like immersive. Okay, so there's those things. Now the other thing is that I want to talk about is graphics. This city, the city itself, and the whole entire thing looks really great. The graphic looks really phenomenal, really great. I want the city to become really to life. Now, one thing I wish is kind of nitpicking, but I wish is that a lot of parts of the city, I wish you could just go in and do something inside that city, inside that little place. You know, go to certain areas where you like discover certain things, you find things, side missions, and a lot of those. Of course, this world's gonna be really big, so there's a lot of stuff like that. So I want them to gonna be more than that. Now the other thing I want to talk about is cars. They said they could drive cars. You can also drive a bike. I was like, what? That's interesting. So there's a lot of those things. I don't know if you could drive like a flying car or like down cars or anything like that. I don't know if you could find like a ship and go to outer space, because there was a scene where it looks like, you know, in the first trailer we got, not the one that came out a long time ago, the one that came out in E3 that looks like they were in outer space, something like that. I don't know. So there's those things, and that's those things that I do really see. Now, also the other thing I really do like about it is that the way you interact with the characters in this game. Just that the whole role-playing thing I think is great, because I want to get into story stuff like that. Now, certain things that you will do will impact the way that your ending is, or the way that you play the game, which I do like. I do like that, because it's going to be customized depending on my gameplay style, and then the way that I interact with certain things, certain characters, or decisions that I made will do that. And I feel like that's really good. I mean that it will have different endings. There are some games out there that are not like that. They have different endings. I mean, they don't have different, they all have different choices, but at the end you're gonna get the same ending, and I don't like that. You know, I wish there could be so many different endings, and I really do like this game. This game is a game I'm really excited about. I'm really happy that CD Projekt Red, or this is the game that I want to play. Okay, this is the game that, you know, that Prey 2 would have been, but they canceled, which I have no idea why, which it looks really great. But so there's that. It's a game that I feel like if this game looks really good and it does well, it could be really good. The cyberpunk, like, hey, you want cyberpunk? Well, get Cyberpunk 2077. Okay, you explore more of the world. Now, the next trailer, what I'm hoping for is that they show a lot of like night cycles, you know, nighttime. That would be great. Anything like that would be great, and actually say more stuff that you can do on the game. Now, the reason why I think they showed this much is because they said that, you know, the way that you play or something like that, and anything like that, and the whole entire thing that you just watched was like just one segment of the many things that you can do. And I'm like, damn, how long can this game be? Like, how long is it? So there's that. Okay, yeah, that's about it. That's all I want to talk about. So hope you guys do enjoy this video. It's a lot of things that I said and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully guys, if you guys like it, great. If you guys did not like it, peace out. Bye.